People ask me a lot of questions, but I'd like to ask you a few questions. And these questions that I'd like to ask are what ifs. To find out if this mentoring is right for you, ask yourself some of the following what if questions. What if you belonging to a mentoring or coaching program could change and transform how you view your world? Would that make a difference in your life? What if your current beliefs about guilt, limitation, and fear no longer had a home in your own mind? How would that change your life? What if you were truly able to forgive and forget? More importantly, what if you were able to forgive yourself for what you perceived to be the many times you felt you let yourself or others down? Good people condemn themselves to a living hell because they cannot forgive themselves for what they perceive to be their failure to save, fix, change, protect, or control another. What if you were able to realize that everyone is free to choose their own path, and therefore each is responsible for their own life choices? And what if everybody's path was the perfect path for them? Thus, you would no longer have to save them or make them wrong for their decision about their own perfect yet different path. Instead of having to fix someone else, you could just concentrate on your own reawakening. The greatest service you can provide the world is to develop and be a better you. Until you can love yourself, you remain incapable of truly loving anyone else. What if, instead of believing that you were not lovable or that love had to be earned, you believed you were God's beloved child with whom He is well pleased? What if your God of fear and judgment was transformed into a God of unconditional love? What if you no longer believed that you were a victim of outside forces that were beyond your control? Instead, you knew you were the sole creator of all that you experienced, and that it was your own mind that chose what experiences it would call into its awareness. What if, instead of this world being a life and death struggle, this world was merely a play school for you to learn and have fun? What if you had all the time you needed and everybody was guaranteed to win? What if, instead of being an ego body in competition with other ego bodies for the limited resources, you were a child of God, free to be or imagine anything you wanted in perfect safety, because there was nothing you could do that could force God to stop loving you? What if, instead of believing that the future would be like the past, you now realize that your past had no ability to bind you and that you were totally free to choose a different path? What if, instead of believing that happiness came from something outside yourself, you realized that happiness was an inside job? What if, instead of perceiving people and the universe as out to get you, you now viewed your universe as a supportive place whose only purpose was to provide you with the experiences that you desired? What if, instead of believing that you were not as good as someone else, you believed that you too could develop the skills you needed to obtain your desires. You know, the people who get on in this world are not necessarily the most talented, but they are the ones who are willing to say, if I don't have the skills that I need to achieve my goals today, I will build or buy the tools I need. I will study. I will learn. I will practice until I have the skills I need to be the one who can achieve my goals. They're the ones who dare to take charge of their life and make the conscious decision to be proactive in achieving their goals. What if you were that kind of person? You can be. You deserve better. Make the choice today to be that proactive person, and I will see you on the other side of the mountain. Click the button below and learn how to apply and download your application. This is Tom Wakechild, and create a great day for yourself and your world.